Both Safeway and King Soopers will be at bargaining tables this weekend to try and avoid potential strikes at both stores. Last night, the union announced workers at Safeway stores across the state have voted to authorize a strike.
Yeah, the union is also approaching its Sunday deadline to reach an agreement with Kroger, the parent company of King Soopers. 9 News consumer investigator Steve Staeger talked with the union late this afternoon. What'd they tell you, Steve?
Alex, UFCW Local 7 President Kim Cordova said the union wants to try to avoid both King Soopers and Safeway striking at the same time to give consumers somewhere to shop. A business professor says grocery strikes like this could be more common as the industry just continues to evolve.
Albertsons, Safeway, it's very difficult to compete against a Walmart. At the same time, the workers are trying to hold on to their rights in a world where costs are rising, so it's difficult on both sides.
Workers at most Safeway and Albertsons stores in Colorado voted this week to approve a strike. Their vote comes as the workers are under an extension of a contract that expired in January, and they say Safeway Albertsons walked away from an agreement to pay employees retroactively for any terms of a new contract. The union says the vote means they can give Safeway 72 hours notice, then take to the picket line. Much like King Soopers workers did earlier this year. They agreed on a pause of that strike, a pause that expires this Sunday unless a deal is reached. The union will sit down with King Soopers brass this weekend to try and sort that out.
The labor market is very stretched in these stores because they're competing against stores like Walmart. They're trying to keep their operations costs down.
Jack Buffington is a professor in the Daniels College of Business at DU.
These unionized supermarkets are always chasing Walmart when it comes to scale and price. That's going to continue to put pressure on the workforce, which is going to, I think, continue to lead to potential for strikes. So I don't see how this changes.
The workers are bargaining against cuts to their pension and health care and fighting for more staffing. Buffington says they may be able to hold on to the pensions and health care, but the staffing costs are going to be a tough sell. As he says, the unionized grocers remain between what he calls a rock and a hard place.
So on one side, they're in between like a Walmart, which is, you know, the super behemoth low-cost provider. And on the other side, which is the hard place, is the whole Amazon Whole Foods model, which is more convenience, more selection, buying things online. They're kind of lost.
In a short statement, Safeway Albertsons told us that they will keep negotiating with the union and say all stores will stay open. By the way, King Soopers is very positive about their negotiations this weekend. The union, again, is scheduled to bargain with King Soopers' parent company, Kroger, before that June 8th deadline expires. Live in studio, Steve Staeger, 9 News.
Steve, can you imagine both of these stores being on strike at the same time?
Yeah, we know it happened back in 1996, and it was extremely disruptive at the time. It'll be interesting to see. You know, there's a lot of pressure probably here with the two sides. Neither of them really wants to drive consumers to places like Walmart, where they might go and find maybe cheaper prices and maybe change habits down the road. So you got to think a lot of work to be done this weekend.
All right, we know you'll be watching it closely.
Yeah.
Thank you.